What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and this is part 3 of our Subspace Emissary playthrough. Last time, we fought a god of the sky who for some reason was hiding at the bottom of a lake. This time, we're heading over to the Ruined Zoo to meet one of my favorite characters in this game. But before we go ahead and do that, I actually want to start doing something at the beginning of each of these episodes. So we're going to be going over to the sticker selection. And I want to go over how I'm outfitting each of my characters at the beginning of each episode, but only specifically the characters I haven't gone over because it's not likely that I'll be switching what each character is wearing between episode to episode. Because if you go over here and you try to just say remove one of these, the sticker is lost once it's removed. So it's not actually good to remove stuff willy-nilly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say the name of the character I'm on, and then I'll have on screen listed what each of the buffs the character has, probably over the stickers list. And then we'll just move on from character to character, and once we're done, we'll head on to the main stage. So first up is Mario. And then we have Fox, who joined us last episode. And then we already went over Zelda, so Pit would be next. And then I believe the final one should be Diddy Kong. Alright, with that, let's head back to the map and head over to the Ruined Zoo. Alright, getting into Lucas. He is my favorite character in this game. He is a lower rank. He's only ranked 30 out of 38. But he has a lot of things about him that I actually really like. Mostly, he is really good at zoning, and I am not an upfront fighter in this game. I prefer to stay back and keep my opponents at a distance while playing, and Lucas works really well in that regard, specifically with his PK moves, PK Fire, PK Freeze, and PK Thunder, which is his recovery. Lucas focuses more on his spacing game and being more versatile than some of the other characters while keeping the correct distance away from him. He is also really good at edge guarding because of his PK Thunder, which allows him to deal distance from a very far distance away, especially when opponents can't move exactly how they want to. The other thing about Lucas is that he has what are called sweet spots on his moves. Specifically his aerials, all of them except his neutral air have sweet spots. And that just means if you hit at the edge of the hitbox, it does more damage. It's kind of unfortunate that this was the first spot I could use him in, because I can't actually do a whole bunch of fighting with him. Alright, and next up is Ness, who is similar but very different to Lucas. While Lucas focuses on spacing with his PK moves, Ness focuses on trapping and dealing a lot of damage. I just lived in that laser beam for a second. Ness's PK Fire actually traps opponents, which... Come on, stop. Which allows him... his PK Fire traps opponents, which allows him to go for his very powerful grabs and his good aerials, which he just died. Also, I didn't mention it, but Ness is rank 26 out of 38. Mostly just because of his trapping ability and really good throws that allow him to KO earlier than Lucas is able to. And here we have our third new character in one level, the Pokemon Trainer with only Squirtle. This can be your substitution for Ash or for Red or whichever Pokemon Trainer you really want it to be. But his ranking is not a thing, actually. Specifically, the only Squirtle version, because, spoiler alert, Pokemon Trainer has more than one Pokemon. But we are only allowed to use one right now because of story purposes. Main thing about... Also, I'll go over later why a solo Squirtle player doesn't really work. I don't think there's anything up there. But Squirtle, it is the fastest of the three Pokemon that the Pokemon Trainer gets, which means it also is the most agile in battle, which means it's very good at approaching enemies and getting quick combo-y type attacks off. Which is actually really nice, specifically against these guys. Why did that not explode? The flows, or the flues, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. They're really annoying enemies because if you hit them and leave them, they heal, as you can see. Which means if you don't knock them out very quickly, then they will just come back and attack you more. Come on, get up the platform. But Squirtle himself, besides being very quick, has a few other things going for it. It has a couple of pretty powerful aerials, which are really good for getting quick damage onto opponents. And then the main downside to Squirtle is that it's, if you look at it, it has a pretty slow dash, which is actually the downside to most of the Pokemon trainers Pokemon. But we're just gonna head in here, and we now are inside of the ruined zoo. That's what it's called. I was blanking on the word zoo for a minute. Also, I hate these enemies. Any enemy in this game that can basically produce more of themselves are not great, because they take so long to defeat, and if they all start producing more of them at the same time, then it just becomes a slog, like as you are seeing right now. Why can I not go through this platform? Come on, Squirtle, you're supposed to be the fast one. Okay, there's two more. Two more. One more. Alright, we're free. We're free from the tyranny. Okay. Squirtle just was obliterated by electricity. But we'll take the Battletoad. Oh, that would make sense why he was obliterated. Take that out. And go down here. I don't think there's anything else down there, so I'm not going to deal with it, and we're just going to go through this door. And we're back outside again. At least I'm Lucas now, so I can actually do a bit of damage without thinking too hard about what moves I'm doing. I think there's a hidden door right here that you would miss if you just kept running to the right. And this is a Dugtrio that I have to get. There we go, I got it. Oh, thanks for the Maximatoes. That is actually super helpful after I had to dive headfirst into the spikes. But we should be coming relatively to the end of this level. As we go through the game, these levels will get progressively longer. Also the blues are back. That's actually one of Lucas's better moves. His neutral air just does a ton of fall damage, which, if you are trying to take out enemies quickly, it's helpful in order to do that, is what I'm trying to say. Even though I can't talk, apparently. What are these guys called? Chickens. Sure, we'll go with chickens. And we'll just close that up. Another move of Lucas's that I haven't gone over is his neutral special, which I'll go over as soon as we have enemies to go over it with. Which, if this light... Oh, here we go. It's PK Freeze. If it hits enemies, then it is supposed to freeze them. I'm assuming it doesn't freeze them in this because it's... they're just enemies and they can't be frozen. But his down special is his PK shield. At least that's what I call it. I think it's called PK Magnet. But it absorbs projectiles and heals him. Alright, and that's our first stage cleared of the day. We got Lucas as a newcomer, and we got Pokemon Trainer with only Squirtle as a newcomer. We'll head back to the map, and we're heading over to the Battle Fortress. All right, Marth and his one-man army. Marth is ranked 5 out of 38. He is, since he uses the Falchion, which is the name of his sword, he is very good at facing enemies that don't have projectiles. Projectiles are Marth's main weakness because he has no way of really combating them besides being able to move fairly quickly and get up close to enemies. Marth also has something special about him. It's his sword is special specifically because of when you hit an enemy with the tip of Marth's sword. Come on, Barbaros. When you hit an enemy with the tip of Marth's sword, it does more damage than if you were to hit it with, say, the hilt. But we are just going to go over here for the first secret of this level. Also, because Marth is so fast, he has a really good ground game, which just means he's really good at dealing a lot of damage and controlling the ground of the battlefield. The biggest downside to Marth is, like I said earlier, is he doesn't have a projectile. And that makes it really hard for him to approach sometimes. But we are just going to dodge these guys and poke. And we need to get this box with a... Come on, stop it. I don't want to be hit by you, Armite. He is here, Armite. Such a dumb joke. And for this we just need to... I think if we... Yeah. The neutral special is just literally a stab. So if you with that stab hit with the point, it deals more damage, as all of his attacks do. Marth actually does have a pretty good air game, surprisingly. Mostly because he's, like I said, pretty mobile, which means he can get around in the air and do a lot of damage with his aerials. Specifically, his neutral air does a ton of damage. Just take those guys out and become Mega Marth. And then what else we have? Marth also is one of the characters in this game who has a counter. So his down special does this, and if he's hit during this animation, he does... I don't think he takes damage, but he does rebuttal. Going with Meta Knight. Also, I love that intro for Meta Knight. Just being like, oh, you have a sword, I'ma fight you. Without any thought behind it. Just like, yep, we both have swords, it's time to fight. But Meta Knight, he is rank number 1 out of 38. He is also the only character that I believe was banned in official tournament in this game. And there's several reasons for that. One is that he's just incredibly quick. 2, he has I think like 5 different recovery options. which are kind of hard to show here, but I'll do my best. His neutral beat is this tornado, which if you mash it a bunch, sends him upwards, which could technically be used as a recovery. He has wings, so he can fly, which is counted as a recovery. He has his side B, which is this drill, which can be pointed upwards, which is a recovery, and then he has his up special, which is also a recovery. Not to mention that since he has wings, he can glide. Also, that's upsetting that Meta Knight took out all of them except for 2 and then got taken out by a bomb. But actually, I don't think that is a cutscene. So we're just gonna run with Marth again. More stuff about Meta Knight, even though I'm not playing him right now. Ow. He is very agile with very quick startups on his attacks. Specifically his aerials and his smash attacks have very quick startup times, which makes him very dangerous. I don't really want to deal with this guy. Do I get a... yeah, I get a stock ball here. What else about Meta Knight? Pick my Maximatas. His down special allows him to basically teleport, and if you hit the special button again, he does a separate attack. Make sure to grab this trophy, because that trophy is counted in completion for this level. And I'm not going to deal with that guy who has too much of a party in his pants. And I think we have another beat 'em up section right here. Meta Knight also, the reason he was banned in official competitive battles or tournaments is because he counters a lot of characters, like he hard counters a lot of characters. Also, I am the god of fire. Fire flower and the hot food. That was very funny. Oh, that's too many. That's a lot of eyes. Come on, Marth. But I think that's a lot, for... Take this beam guy. To go over for Meta Knight. So I have one more thing to say for Marth, is his side special has 4 different variants to it, actually. He has the one where if you press forward, he does this. If you press down, he does that. If you don't press anything... Come on. If you don't press anything, then he stops his... If you don't press anything, I believe he does something else. And then if you press up, he does a launching attack. But now we're, for some reason, underground. Because logic in this game is perfect, and I don't want to hear anyone say otherwise. Oop. I forgot that spikes exist. Okay, come on, Marth. I said you were good in the air. You could at least jump half a foot. We go through this one, which is another secret, quote-unquote, area. Get us a pill bottle and some stickers. And then we have to make this long, tedious run back to the door because our minecart exploded. And then we just need to run back this way for another beat 'em up section. Wow, that beam sword guy almost got taken out by nothing. Can I show the different things now? Nope, that's his recovery, which, is another weak point of Marth, is, his recovery, it's a decent recovery. It's just very predictable because it just sends them straight up. The good thing about it is it's really good at stopping ledge guards or edge guards. Because since it actually swings his sword when he goes up, it sweeps in front of him, which stops any attempts of edge guarding, which is an upside for him. But the downside is, if you get behind him, he can't do anything. And also, I believe his recovery is directional, so if you're facing the wrong way, it actually pushes you away from the ledge a little bit, and it causes him to not grab the ledge. What else is there to say about... Well, And for the second time in a row, we have a third new character in a level. Ike. He is ranked 23 out of 38. And that is mostly due to his just super powerful attacks. Also, I'm becoming Iron. I am now Iron Man. Ike he is a heavyweight that has pretty good and fast aerials. His main thing is he has long startup times on some of his attacks, which makes it kind of easy to punish if you are a faster character, or if you're up against a faster character. Bar bomb. No! Ike! Why would you get caught in that? I shielded that somehow. Hey. Come on. I want to take these two out. Ike is actually kind of funny playing through these two levels in particular back to back, because my friends and I used to play this game a lot, as I said in previous episodes. But my main in this game was Lucas. One of my friends' main was Ness. Another one of my friends' main that I actually met in college was Marth. And then my other friend from high school's main is Ike. So it's just like a who's who of mains from my friend group out of these last two levels, which is very funny. Alright, and that is second stage cleared. Oop, another cutscene. Alright, and that's Martha joined the team, Meta Knight joined the team, and Ike joined the team. There's actually two things from that last cutscene that I really liked. The first is the remix of the Luigi Mansion theme is very good. And the second is the fact that King DDD is the only villain in this game who doesn't use the arrow gun to make trophies. He's just like, nah, I have this hammer, and I'm going to smack people with this hammer, and they are going to be destroyed. And that is all I'm going to do. But with that being said, we have completed 2 levels, which I think is going to mean the end of this episode. So I hope everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we're heading over to the forest. But until then, happy adventuring.